Mr. Kevin Wesley, polygamist, world-renowned spiritual guru, keynote speaker, lyricist, author, and celebrity evolution coach. Okay, so, he does a lot of things. Okay, first of all, let's just, give a moment to just take in how fine this man is. And he's also an ex-pastor. Listen, if I was in that, I would have been going to church every Sunday. If my pastor looked like this, yes, that church would have been taking all my money. Oh, God. Okay, I have to admit, you guys, I do have a bit of a crush. Okay? Like, I had a crush in years. Okay, so Mr. Kevin Wesley is a ex-pastor who no longer believes in Jesus Christ, at least not in a literary sense. In a nutshell, he believes that Jesus, the story of Jesus and the 12 disciples, is the story of the sun and the 12 zodiacs. So that's pretty much what he believes in a nutshell. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, in the next clip, I'm going to show you a video of him explaining how he lost his faith in Jesus Christ.
Hello. I keep getting asked this question. Kevin, how is it that you lost your faith? Well, what is faith? Faith, as the Bible says, is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So what it boils down to is that faith is believing in something that you cannot see. So how did I lose my ability to believe in something that I could not see? How did I lose my ability to believe in something that I had no evidence of? I found evidence proving it otherwise. Call me crazy, but I thought that if this was the inerrant word of God, infallible word of God, that it should line up with history. But it does not. So am I to keep believing in this narrative when there is absolutely no evidence to support it? I just could not do that. But may I ask you a question? How is it that you acquired your beliefs, your faith? How did you come across your faith? Was it through careful examination? Was it through studying and research, different books, and you found what you believe now to be true? Was it because some entity or the Holy Spirit told you that this was true? Or was it simply because you were told that you should believe in this, that you should be subscribed to your belief system? It's funny, but when we teach these beliefs to our children, we teach them to our children wholeheartedly, as if we've done this extensive research. We tell them what we believe is in fact true, without ever telling them that you could possibly be wrong. When the truth is there are 4,200 religions. How can you be so sure of what you believe that you would then turn and reteach that belief to your child? Where you say, well, I know it to be true because I've had experiences. I was once sick, I was healed. And I know that for sake of naming a God, Jesus healed me. Okay. Because you were once sick and became healed, does that mean the narrative is now supported? Okay? The narrative. Because you were sick and now you're healed, that means that Jesus was born of a virgin, died, and rose again. During his life, this would mean that Jesus rose a man from the dead named Lazarus. Because you were touched, because you were sick and now you're healed. Because you were sick and now you're healed, that must mean that God created Adam, and from his rib created Eve, and placed a garden out of all the places to place one in, placed it in the garden that the very people he didn't want eaten of that tree would be living. And we are all in sin today because of Adam and Eve's disobedience of eating fruit. Well, that sin. Well, eating fruit is not considered sin today, is it? So why was it sin then? What is sin? Sin is doing something that God told you not to do, or disobeying God. So let's talk about this. The narrative has to be true, because without this narrative, you're not a sinner, correct? And you need this narrative to be true because you need to be saved. Because if you're a sinner, you're going to hell unless this narrative is true. So if I take away your narrative, if you lose the faith in this narrative, you're now what? Unsaved? What if I were to tell you that you're not unsaved? You were never unsaved. You are a sinner because this literature tells you that you are a sinner. Would you have known you were a sinner had not you heard this literature? Would you be afraid of going to hell had not you been told about this hell? Lastly, would you believe in Jesus had you not been told about Jesus?
I've been on a police jury to suffer Paris for the last...
Okay, now this is Mr. Wesley out here looking like Black Jesus, talking about he don't believe in Jesus. But anyway, he is a very interesting character, you guys. He also survived cancer, not once but twice. He was diagnosed with breast cancer as well as stomach cancer, and he had to have his stomach removed. And in the next clip, I'm going to show you, he's going to talk about his battle with cancer, and, you know, people were like telling him they wish he would die because he no longer believes in Jesus. I mean, it was just crazy. And, you know, anyway, he beat it, and this is just so inspiring, you guys. Just watch.
You know, I want to thank you guys as well. You know, when these things happen, I always get people. Let me see. I'm gonna show you. I gotta take this crap off my feet, so I'm probably gonna be kidnapped for a while. But I want to thank all of you guys who tell me that I should give my life back to Christ in order for him to heal me. All you people out there who think that God is going to make me sick because I don't believe in him when he lets starving people die every freaking day. You understand what I'm saying? I want to thank all of y'all who think I should repent to God just because I'm sick, when people who are faithful to this character die every day. I want to thank y'all for showing me your ignorance. And I love to break your faces, because here we go again. I'm going to quote Antoine Fisher. It don't matter what you try to do to destroy me, I'm still standing, and I'm still strong. And I say that to all you out there, all you haters. I say that to cancer. I say that to anything that's ever came my way. I'm still standing, and I'm still strong. Even with skinny arms, you understand? You will never, y'all won't defeat me, man. I won't stop. You better get it out your head. I'm going to be here. And believe me, we're going to wake the world up. Nothing's going to stop it. So you might as well give it up. All right? So you can keep your comments from here on out. I'm going to be fine. If it happened again, I'll be fine again. You'll see. No God can kill me. You understand? All right. Be evolution, family. Be the change that you want to see. And no candle loses its flame from lighting another. Okay? Peace. There was a time that I was so focused and driven on getting in shape, my diet regimen, my workout routine. I was in sync with it all. I used to train like I was going to the combine or the NFL. And I remember one day I got 225 35 times. And that was such an amazing feat, seeing as how I had to work my way up to even getting 225, some years before. But I got so discouraged after I got diagnosed with male breast cancer in 2012. When the doctor did the surgery, He ended up cutting my chest to remove the masses, and the scars were so large, I thought they'd never go away. I got deflated. I stopped working out. I stopped dieting. I really just gave up, just in my depression, just completely gave up. But I realized I had gotten so unhealthy. So in 2017, I went vegan. I was vegan for about 6 or 7 months, ended up losing 40 pounds. I was 260 in the picture before, and this one I'm 220. Shortly after that, I learned I had a cancer gene that I inherited from my mother. My mother died when I was just a child. My sister died about a week before, so I did go ahead and have the surgery, as I didn't want to have to go through the same exact thing. I was in surgery for about, I think, 12 hours. After it was over, I'm taking photos of my stomach and things, thinking that I'm on the road to recovery, but little did I know, I had a bowel obstruction that was keeping me from being able to recover. No matter what I tried, I could not gain weight. I just kept losing weight and losing weight. I'm about 135 in this photo, but I ended up losing another 10 pounds. When I went to the hospital to have an emergency surgery in February, I weighed 122 pounds. I woke up from surgery only to see people wishing death threats on me, and that's what brought on what you're about to see. It don't matter what you try to do to destroy me. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. And I say that to all you out there, all you haters. I say that to cancer. I say that to anything that's ever came my way. I'm still standing, and I'm still strong. Even with skinny arms, you understand? Y'all won't defeat me, man. I won't stop. You better get it out your head. I'm going to be here. And believe me, we're going to wake the world up. Nothing's going to stop it. So you might as well give it up. All right? So you can keep your comments from here on out. I'm going to be fine. If it happened again, I'll be fine again. You'll see. No God can kill me. You understand? All right. Peace, family. So look who came to see me. Yeah. Alright. So I just came out of surgery. That's what I'm going to go, family. And looks like they got everything straightened out. So hopefully I'll be going home in a couple of days. So everything is still on for March in Atlanta. So let's get excited. I just want to show these beautiful people again. I love it, man. They came out to see me, spur of the moment. I really appreciate that. So anyway, that's it, man. Just want to show y'all. Peace.
We have big news here at Terrible.
But anyway, I started doing like calisthenics and push-ups and things like that to try to work on my body. It was so painful. I was so freaking weak, but I toughed through it every single time. I felt like crying. I made excuses every time before I did it, but I would push through it, I never stopped trying, and it never stopped being hard. It just got a little less hard, But every day I would do something. I would make sure I was active somehow. No matter how I felt, I still would try to push through and get something done that day, And I would think back to times when I was in the shower after losing all that weight and washing my body in the shower and rubbing my backside and feeling how soft my muscles were, how loose my skin was. And I could remember like breaking down and crying in the shower. And so when I would feel like giving up and just calling it quits and going back to my bed and laying down, I would kind of reminisce on those type of things, and they would give me the strength to power through, because I knew I didn't like how I felt. I knew I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. I knew I didn't like how my body felt. I knew I was insecure. I lacked confidence. I knew I felt so frail. I never saw me that small. I've always been a healthy person, I used to be slim through my high school years, but shortly after that, I just became this workout freak and put on a lot of weight. And so I didn't remember being small like that, and I honestly never thought I would be small like that again. But you never know what type of curveballs life is going to throw at you, But I would try to remind myself of all the trauma that I suffered during this surgery, just so I could power through and find the strength to be able to make it through, because I knew I didn't want to continue on the way I was going. I didn't want to still continue to be weak. And I would walk past mirrors and not even recognize it was me. I would be shocked at the image that I saw, the reflection that I saw. So I would start with these type of workouts just to build my body up, just to put some type of weight on. And soon I was able to move around a little bit. So I would start back boxing and shadow boxing and things of that nature. But my stomach and stuff was so hurt, so badly injured from this surgery that just trying to throw punches at the air would hurt my body. Like just trying to slow my fist down and pull them back to my body and, jumping around, all that stuff, man, was so painful. So I would just kind of shadow box around, wouldn't really hit the bag that much because making contact with the bag, man, it would send pain throughout my whole entire body. I could feel every incision that the doctors made, so I took my time. I had to, no matter how badly I wanted it. I knew that I couldn't just get it because I wanted it. I knew that just to walk back in that gym and do what I used to do, I knew it was impossible. I knew I'd have to gradually, day by day, build up to that point. And I would think about how many times in our lives we would say we wanted something but wasn't willing to work to get there. And I would every day look at weights I couldn't lift and just have to ignore them and remember that one day, because I remember being really strong, that those are the weights I used to work out with, but now I can't even lift them. I never thought I'd see myself like that again, but gradually as I'm continuing to work out, I'm starting to build a little bit of confidence. I'm checking my results. I'm seeing that results are coming. I'm getting better at things, things that used to be really hard. I'm now starting to, do a little bit easier. The pain is not so severe. And I'm excited, and it just gives me a whole new drive to continue on, I'm finding that I'm moving a whole lot better when it comes to the shadow box, and I'm hitting the bag a little more. The pain is not as excruciating. So naturally, when that happens, I just get this burst of energy, this burst of inspiration, and I start going hard, And so at this point, I'm working out, 5 days a week. I'm doing this One Punch Man workout. That's where I do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and then I would run about maybe almost a mile a day. I didn't do a whole lot of running because, as you can see, I was so slim. A lot of cardio is something I was trying to avoid as I was trying to put on a lot of weight. But I just wanted to make this video for you guys. For anybody out there who has gone through anything traumatic in your life and you're second guessing if you'll ever recover, I want you to know that recovery is up to you. It's going to hurt. You're going to talk yourself out of it some days, and rightfully so, because there's going to be so much pain that is going to be present. You're just going to have to power through it. And until you do that, that pain is going to be present. And this is for people who has never worked out. Okay, so for people who have never worked out, and it's still hard to find that drive and discipline, because your first day at the gym, you're going to feel like your body was beat up. You're going to feel like you got jumped by 3 or 4 guys after you get a good workout in. The next day or the day after that, your muscles are sore, and now you're looking for excuses to never go back to that gym, but you have to power through. You have to think. I heard this quote one time that said, you have to be a hustler before you can be a millionaire. And I thought about it, if someone were to give you right now all of your dreams, make them all come true, right now, you wouldn't be able to maintain it at all. You wouldn't even know how to keep it. It's just like if someone walked into a gym and they've never worked out in their life, and they see someone bench pressing 415, and they say, I would like to do that. Well, sure, you would like to do that. But if I put that 415 on you right now, it would likely crush you. Okay, it would sit on your chest and you wouldn't even be able to move it, and you'd be screaming for somebody to come help you. But if you're willing to come in here every day and work hard, be disciplined, have drive, have determination, in a while, you may be able to lift that 415, but you're not going to be able to do it today. Okay, you just can't handle it. Your body doesn't have the knowledge nor the experience to be able to handle it, and that's how it is for a lot of us. In life, we can't even handle a lot of the things that we want the universe to give us today. And so now what that means is that the universe has to be saying to you, work for it. Work to acquire the knowledge and the discipline to be able to maintain that thing that you're wishing for. Because if it were just handed to you, you wouldn't be able to handle it. Last but not least, this lady told me one time about going to a lake to get a bucket of water and wanting to be able to carry the whole lake back with her because she didn't want to keep making the trip. Living in Africa, living in a third world country where water, you don't have access to it. And so she would want to carry all the water back, but she only had enough strength to carry one bucket. So even if she could have put the whole lake in that bucket, she wouldn't have been able to budget. She wouldn't even been able to carry 2 buckets because her muscles could not stabilize the water. Her endurance wouldn't even be able to get her back home safely carrying these buckets of water. She would have to first get stronger in order to maintain these buckets of water. So until then, family, know that you can't carry the whole lake with you. Know that you can't carry all the buckets that you want to carry. You can't carry it safely. You can't carry it in a way to where you won't spill it, where you won't lose it, where you won't mess things up. So be willing to get stronger day by day. Be willing to put all of your effort into seeing those amazing results. And when you get there, you can be thankful and grateful to your discipline. All right? This is Transformation Tuesday. I wanted you guys to be encouraged. That comeback is something serious, man. I am so grateful for all of you guys who supported me on this journey, and believe me, I'm still going. It ain't over, baby. We still rising. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see, and no candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, believe me, it is in that chaos that you have found yourself. Peace, family.
Okay, so I must say, Mr. Kevin Wesley, I hope you see this video. And if you do, I want you to know that I am forever inspired by your story. Thank you for sharing. You have inspired me to start taking better care of myself and be more mindful of what I put into my body. And I just would like to say thank you. I was like, if this man can rebuild his body from scratch while he's in pain, surely I can get off the couch and work out when I don't feel like it. Okay, so not only did this man reclaim his body, he glowed up, honey. And I love me a good glow up story. And his glow up is by far one of the best I have ever seen. Like, he almost looked like a completely different person. In this next photo, listen, the dude on the left, like if I was to see him in a grocery store or something, I probably wouldn't pay much attention. But the dude on the right would definitely get a double take, if not a back flip, honey. Like, this man is too fine. But you kind of didn't see that before the weight loss, Look, I mean, he's still a handsome man, but, you know what I'm saying? After the cancer battle and all of that, and he rebuilt himself better than he was before. And I love this tattoo. Oh, my God. He started to lose his hair, y'all, and he got a peacock tattooed on his head. But it is so cool. I think it's so sexy. Like, this man. Yeah, I told y'all I had a crush, right? All right. Just me crushing. But he rarely shows it. He always has on a head wrap or some type of, something on his head. He rarely shows it, but it is gorgeous. Okay, Mr. Kevin Wesley is also a polygamist, y'all. Yes, he has 2 wives. One who he has been with for over 20 years. And the other one, I believe they've only been together for maybe a few years, maybe 2 or 3. But yes, here they are. And they make this polygamist thing look so good. They make it look sexy. Usually when I see people in polygamous relationships, it's usually some African man who is hideous with 4 or 5 wives. And I'm just like, well, at least they don't have to sleep with that man like all the time. They only have to be bothered with him like once a week. But these 3 right here, they making this polygamous thing look too good. I'm scared, y'all, because, people going to want to do this and, they could barely handle one relationship, and now they want to be in a triangulation. And So this is Kevin's first wife, Miss Jamie, who he has been with for over 20 years, and they have 3 beautiful children and a grandchild. Yes, but him and his first wife actually separated for some years, and that is when he met Miss Lacey here, who he has, I think, been with for like 2 or 3 years. I mean, I think they've been married for 2 or 3 years. I'm not quite sure, but they haven't been together that long. She's the newest wife. So yes, this is the second wife. They do not have any kids together, but they do look good together. You know, like they will have some beautiful babies. Yeah. But if you watch their content, you can definitely tell that he has more affection for the newest wife than the wife that he's been with for over 20 years. That's the only thing that, when I see their videos, I kind of feel bad for the first wife because, as a woman, I can't imagine watching the man that I have loved for so long give more of his love and attention to another woman. I just couldn't do it. Miss Jamie is a very strong woman, for real. That would be very hard. Okay, so Miss Jamie helped him fight through cancer, and then once he got better, he still decided to have another relationship with another woman. And like I said, it would be very hard to watch another woman swoop in and become the object of my man's desire. But that's just me. In this next clip, they're talking about their poly unit and how they deal with jealousy.
Rise and shine, beautiful souls. So listen, y'all, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about jealousy. Jealousy is a natural feeling. We feel it just like we feel anger, resentment, joy. But many of us want to disassociate ourselves with jealousy. But why is that? Why do we feel so compelled to deny something that's so natural? I think it's because we've demonized the feeling of jealousy. But it's actually okay to feel jealousy. It's not about feeling jealousy. It's about what you do with that jealousy. Give you an example. Like when you see somebody, right? And say they make you feel uncomfortable. You have to ask yourself, why do I feel uncomfortable? Say that your partner might be looking at them, or you feel like they fit the attraction of your partner. Immediately, you'll find something wrong with them. This is jealousy. This is jealousy. Now, if you're okay to feel that, it's okay, right? But how do you go about handling that? Do you project onto that person all the negative stuff that you're thinking? Or do you ask yourself, wait a second, I'm projecting again. What do I do about this jealousy? This person has this, and it makes me feel uncomfortable or jealous. Maybe I need to work on myself. See, we are reflections of each other. And when you see this stuff, it's to show you yourself. You see what I'm saying? Oh. I understand jealousy. I do. I get it. I get a lot of it thrown my way. I do. A lot of men, they jealous of me. And they even say, man, I'm so jealous of you. I'm so envious. Which I can understand a lot of that jealousy. Many of you ladies can be jealous. Y'all can look at this situation and be like, that would be too uncomfortable for me. So y'all project onto that. Y'all could be jealous of these beautiful women y'all see here. So y'all poke and find things about them that you want to, make yourself feel better about by trying to point out something on somebody else. This is all jealousy. That, like I said, it's what you do with the jealousy. All this stuff shows who you are. If you see somebody and you start to feel jealousy and you decide to level up, this shows who you are. That's good. But whenever you see someone and you're jealous and you start to pull them down, that's bad. Mm-hmm. Come up, don't pull nobody down. Bad. See, when I kissed Lacey, a lot of you guys looked at Jamie to see her response. Mm-hmm. So you could find something to talk about. Mm-hmm. And when I kissed Jamie, a lot of y'all looked at Lacey to see her response. But all we cared about is the moments that we were sharing. Mm-hmm. See, the people who getting it, they enjoying their life. Mm-hmm. The bystanders who jealous, they're the ones who watching the show, but they're not doing anything to make their life better. If you want to quench jealousy, become a manifesto of your own reality. Mm-hmm. Focus on yourself. Say, how can I have that? How did he get that? How did she get that? Because what will happen is you'll see somebody who's successful and you'll complain about what they do with their success, right? Mm-hmm. They got a lot of money, but I don't like how they spend it. So learn how they got it and you spend it differently. Stop being jealous.
Exactly.
Speaking of stop being jealous, how wise is it to tell somebody to stop being jealous? Once you know where jealousy comes from, and it's an internal thing, Just don't worry about anybody being jealous of you. Consider it a compliment. If people are jealous of you, remember what jealousy is. We know it's natural. When you felt jealousy before, why did you feel jealousy? It was something about that person that made you feel uncomfortable because it was to benefit them in their way that made you feel insecure a little bit, right? So if somebody do this to you, understand they must see something about you, something glowing about you, and they just putting on their shades, just like we all do. That sun blinding us right now.
Right now.
We love this sun. We love this beautiful sun. We all radiate. Not because we ate breakfast, but we all radiate. We all put out energy. And what you got to understand is instead of getting jealous, let your light shine just like the majesty of that beautiful sun and never let it go out. You understand? Just like the sun never loses light. You understand? Be unapologetic about your light because it's going to blind some people, but some people it's going to give them life, baby. Don't worry about the jealous. Overcome, never pull down. It's who you are. Always remember that. It's never about the person you're jealous of. It's about the person who's holding the jealousy. What do you do with it? Do you rise or do you tear down? Be evolution.
Be the change that you want to see.
No further this flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you have found yourself. Peace, y'all.
I am about things. I'm the short one, child. They be forgetting that I'm little out here. Like, I'm in front of the camera. Y'all gotta move your hands to the left.
Don't be jealous.
Now listen, if I was to ever try polygamy, he would be the man I would experiment with. Just saying. But I don't have any plans on doing that. I'm happily married. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.